Welcome to Tea with Janet. Today our topic is going to be about God shifting things in the spiritual world and we feeling it in the physical world. And not all the time you understand that and you don't observe it to the point where you can see it happening right before your eyes. And in your mental, you know that God is doing something different. You're thinking differently. So you know that something is happening. Okay, but I also want to give a thanks to my readers that bought my book, The Hidden Path of the Ancient Warriors. I enjoyed writing it and I hope you enjoyed reading it. And if you have any inputs, just email me and let me know. And I just want to tell you thank you. Now, let's talk about this shifting in the spiritual world. Because whether it be in relationships, whether it be in our health, whether it be in our job, it doesn't matter. Wherever the shifting is coming from, God is working it out in the spiritual world because everything happens first in the spiritual world and then it comes down to our physical world. And so now, when you're going, I'm more than sure a lot of you all have had ideas and things that you were talking about and things that you were thinking on that it doesn't seem the same anymore. You look at things out of a different point of view. You see things now where you may not have understood that at the beginning or 5 years ago or 3 years ago, but now you have a different perspective. So that means that certain things are shifting in your life. And God is bringing these things up so you can be aware of it. And not all the time we want to accept it because we get comfortable in things that we've been doing for a long period of time. And so when the shift comes, sometimes we have a little fear there because we like holding on to that which is comfortable to us and not letting it go because we don't know what the future is bringing. But this is where our fate takes a different toll with us. You have to learn how, if God is bringing these things up for your awareness, you have to learn how to be able to let them go. Let the shift take place. It's a good thing. God is bringing you somewhere. He's bringing you somewhere new. And don't hold on to the past. Don't hold on to areas that you may see differently now. Because not all the time those things work out for the whole part of your life. These things are seasonal. So when the season is changed and God is changing us and He's bringing us up to somewhere, sometimes shifting take place and it gets to be harsh because God separate people, He separate paths, He separate things that you once thought that was the best for you and He brings you into a new. So you have to be able to observe God's way with this because there is always going to be a shifting. There's always going to be a pruning. There's always going to be a time where you don't understand everything, but God is doing something good. Always remember that God is doing something good. And, it hurts sometimes. It's painful sometimes because we have to let things go that we used to. But get to know the way of the seasons. When there's a season when a shift is coming up and that God is changing things, stop, look at it, observe it. Don't do things immediately when you haven't figured all this out in your own spiritual mind. Take your time to observe it so you won't be doing things hastily and doing things out of spite, hurt, pain. That when God is shifted, He has the path already plain for you to be able to see and to be able to feel. And it's a good thing. Truth comes out and things that we didn't know before. So learn how to just settle in it first before we just get head cocked and just start doing things that we don't normally want to do. And realize that this season is for you to actually observe and realize that God is taking care of you and He's going to do whatever it is that He wants to do. And if you still have problems with it, don't get all bent out of shape. Relax. Settle yourself and know that God is taking care of you. And have yourself a cup of tea.